the problem with boats in Arma is you're so vulnerable, and it's so easy to shoot you off of them. You know, I've played many boat missions in non-song, and you know, just so easy. Someone just clips you, and you're out in the water drowning. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a night mission.
That will help.
Help who?
Sunrise 5:10 a.m. Sunset 18, but we don't get the time. But
I mean, moon
moonfulness
is still pretty high in the sky.
Yeah. Alright, Dream isn't here, so I'll read the background. The Battle of Fire Support Base Ripcord, 1970. It was the last major confrontation between United States Ground Forces and the People's Army of Vietnam, PAVN, of the Vietnam War. Area of operations, night assault/defense of 3 objectives. One is an ammo cache in the small fob, A. Louis, down in the valley, defended by U.S. MACV-SOG. The next is a mortar crate in the FSB Ripcord. What was it? FSB Birchengod?
Berchtesgaden.
Berchtesgaden, thank you. And the last is to destroy all the howitzers defended by the U.S. Army, I would assume also on the FSB. U.S. forces will have a flashlight with their sidearm. Notes, Green 4 is MAC SOG that will be defending the small town. Will defend a small forward operating base. They will have a box of hand flares and 20 towpopters, as well as an M60 and an M1919 static that they can assemble. Blue 4 needs to be airlifted into the FSB using their helicopters. They will have fire support through the platoon sergeant with options for illumination. Gotcha. So fire support means they can actually call in the fire support module via the RTO to drop illumination. So cooldown 4, 5, and 7 minutes. I think that means he has 3 different choices for illumination, which is pretty cool. Furthermore, they will have 2 mortar crews with a small amount of HE, Willy Pete, and a heap of illumination. See also rules. Interesting. Mission Op 4 can only use their ZPUs on aircraft. That makes sense. Green 4 can only send their X-ray teams out for scouting and hunting the rest of squads. They need to stay within the perimeter of their fobs otherwise, and the engineers should be setting toe poppers around the fob. Blue 4 infantry only permitted to stay within FSB ripcords. Basically, SOG can only hold their objective, Blue 4 can only hold their objective. Crates with extra mortar rounds will spawn at Blue 4 main near the helipads at 20 minutes, including safe start, so basically 5 minutes in the game, and 1 box every 10 minutes. So they basically get 2 more HE, 4 more Willy Pete, 12 more illumination, 4 more smoke rounds every 10 minutes after the first 5 minutes of the round elapse. Interesting.
So that's nice. That gives the those transport helicopters something to do and actually have an impact on the mission. So that's nice. I can appreciate that.
Otherwise, game mode, we see the pictures of the 3 destroy objectives, labeled at objectives 1, 2, and 3 respectively. That is very nice to see. Some mission statistics, it's your standard 50-minute round. MAT, looks like we actually have a mix today. Blue 4 and Green 4 are going to be getting the M72 Laws, whereas Op 4 get the B41 RPGs with 3 rounds per person this time. And they also get Strellas, but only 1 round per Strela. All right. I'm going to cover the attacking faction first. That is going to be PAVN with the pith helmets and, again, a bit of a in-between a tan and an olive camo. Loadouts, they're going to be getting SKSs, Type 56 assault rifles, the M49s that they captured from the French, ISH double-barrel shotguns, TT-33 sidearms. Their support weapons will either be a K50, submachine gun, or the PK, which fires that deadly 7.62x54. Their light anti-tank is the B41 RPG, as we already covered, and I assume at least 1 or 2 Strellas are going to be in the mix as well. Recon gets a scoped Mosin, and the 2 suppressed gunners get the M45 or the M3A1, their choice, and then aviation crews get the MAT-39, which was, again, captured from the French. Their assets, they get 2 BTR Dishkas. Looks like nothing was changed on their ammo counts because I'm still seeing the 8 mags of 50. ZPU has 8 mags of 4,800 rounds apiece, and they're only allowed to fire at helicopters, because I'd imagine they could just park that on a hill and just barrage the FSB and the Valley base from up the ridge that they spawn. And they also get 6 transport trucks, which are right below my little roster there. Let's go ahead. Do you want to cover Green 4, Barb?
Sure, I'll take care of Green 4. So those MacV Saw guys are going to be rocking the classic Tiger Stripe camo, some boonies, fatigues, very classic look. Got XM177s, M14s, M1897 trench guns,
Are just an objective,
and
it's not usable.
those 1911s with flashlights, as they as mentioned in the briefing. So they have a bit of illumination for self-defense. Support has the choice of a M60. Actually, no, probably not the choice, but they do have M63A Commandos and M60 Shorties. Lat is going to be the M72 Law again, with Recon using the M40, and the support using the Swedish K M45 submachine gun and the M3A1. Crew is also using an M3A1, which that crew actually, well, they don't have any crew because all the crew is on Blue 4.
Quick question, Egg Beast. Do you remember the caliber that the Stoner fires?
Is it 5.56? Yeah.
So I think it's listed that way in support, because usually for the default FNF rosters, you have both the LMG and the MMG. LMGs for Blue 4 would generally be an M249, so a 5.56 based, and then they'd have the 7.62 240 Bravo listed. So I think that's why it's listed that way, because you have the 5.56 and then you have the 7.62. So smaller caliber, bigger caliber. But anyway, do you want to also do assets, which it doesn't say anything, again, the toe poppers and stuff we mentioned in brief. So,
yeah, Green Force really just got those mines on their specialists to plant around and make a bit of a defensive perimeter.
I think we've already seen Mr. White. No, excuse me, Sergeant Miller. I don't know where I got that from. My bad. He is. I glanced over it, and that's what I thought I read. I am tired. I'm sorry, but I think he's already planted.
Anderson.
He's already planting toe poppers on the road. But you want to cover Blue 4 too?
Yeah, I'll take Blue 4 as well. You get some water in you or something, Chief. Blue 4 are going to be using the kind of basic olive drab GI camo. M1 liner, or are those M1 helmets? Steel helmets with the covers.
Yep.
M1 helmets with Mitchell covers.
Rocking M16s, M14s, those same M1897s and 1911s with flashlights. Support has the M2 carbines, which are just like an M1 carbine with a giggle switch, as well as M60s, the full-length version.
I don't know why.
Same thing with Lat using the M72 Laws, and Recon actually having the M40 and then the choice of a Sten or an M3A1 for the support team. So, and that Sten, I think, there's a suppressed option for it as well. Yeah, at least it's available in SOG.
For the suppressed shooters, they do run either a suppressed grease gun, a suppressed Swedish 43, or the Sten, but it's dependent on the faction choice.
Yeah, so moving on to the assets for Blue 4, the Cayuse has the grenades that the pilot can drop out the side. The gunner has the M134 minigun with 2,000 rounds to it, and the third seat with the M60D has 10 belts of 200 rounds each, as well as some smoke and frag grenades to drop as well. And then, the pilot actually has access to 4 Willie Pete rockets, 2.75-inch rockets. So that's gonna be interesting to see where they use those, because with 4 rockets, it's limited, but could be very effective if used right.
They also have 24 daylight flares on board, which they can drop at very easily, and that can really change the battle very quickly.
Yeah, being able to see your enemy is a great advantage. Moving on, the Seahorse, we have same thing with the pilot being able to drop grenades at the side with 24 of those M127 flares as well, and then the gunner just has the M60D and the Animal Mother configuration with 500 round belts and 4 of those in reserve. Finally, the Iroquois Slick has more of those grenades, couple of M60s, and yeah, it's a slick, so no pylons. But still, a healthy amount of support going to be able to be called in just from the pilots alone. The between the riot gas and the frag grenades, those things can actually make a difference. They just do a quick pass and drop 6 frags at the side.
So one more thing I do want to point out, according to the asset breakdown, the Seahorse can take 10 additional people on top of its driver, gunner, and turret seat. K-use can't be used as transport. It's just pilot, co-pilot, and the gunner. And then the Iroquois has, the 2 turrets with 11 cargo seats. FFV seats, I actually am unaware of that term. Are those the...
Fire from vehicle.
That's
so
it, yes.
You can raise your weapon and pivot, shoot, throw grenades and stuff.
So it can take about 15 plus maybe 1 or 2 on the turrets or the co-pilot. So they can field about 25, 26 dudes in. But I think they have more than that on the mission, so the choppers are going to have to do multiple runs to bring everyone up to the FSB.
Yeah, your Huey will carry 30 plus 4. In reality, you would carry more than 6 guys in Huey.
Yeah.
You pack that thing like a can of sardines. You can fit a whole squad in there.
Yeah, as Don said, with Indig, because they're a bit, the indigenous troops, they're a bit lighter than the Americans. They could carry 8 guys. So it's right, so when the slicks are coming in to pull you out, they need to know who they're getting. Because if they're getting Indig, then they know they can get 8 on the ship, and only 6 if it's Americans.
Because if you put too many people on it, it's too heavy to lift, right?
Yeah, because with a helicopter you need to get to what's called is it called translational lift or something, or transitional lift, and so typically you have to fly along in a straight line on the deck until you get to translational lift. Somebody will know, where it then allows suddenly you'll go up. You can't literally land and then hover and just go straight up. Like in these helicopters, they're too heavy and the air's too humid for you to do that in Southeast Asia. So they need to actually go along, which is a big issue if you're coming in to land in an LZ and there's just a big line of trees in front of you, because you can't go out because you've got nowhere to fly. You've got to fly straight. You can't just fly up. You've got to go forwards.
Let's get them all warm.
So that's when the pilots come in. They're usually turning and putting themselves in a position where they've got a bit of a runway in the clearing to be able to take off again. So it's always a bit dicey, when a whole bunch of guys come and pile in your helicopter. How heavy are they? How much ammo have they got in their bags? All that kind of stuff, because it makes a big difference.
Yeah, a very real difference, especially with that kind of early era of helicopters.
And then the gunships, well, they would be loaded in the morning, so much ammo and fuel and everything, and then they'd have the pilot and co-pilot, so the gunner and crew chief would get out and they'd run alongside the aircraft as it went down the runway, trying to build up to transitional lift. And then when you could hear the sound of the engine, you know it was changing transitional lift, and then they'd all jump in quickly and then it would lift up. Because you couldn't just lift up, you'd have to do a long run down a runway. And you hear stories of helicopter pilots that hovered over minefields, a mistake, and they've got to a point where their skids are lower than the barbed wire fence all around the minefield. So
oh Lord!
They're literally going around in a square box, trying to build up transitional lifts to get over the barbed wire, so they don't trap their skids in it, pull them down into the minefield. And they're literally throwing things out the aircraft, like all the ammunition, smokes, whatever they've got in there, jerry cans full of water, just ditching it all out, and also just running the engine to try and burn the fuel down to the point where they can just lift up enough to get over the edge of the fence. This stuff happens. It actually happens to people.
Oh, Lord. One more question real quick as we're waiting for the round to get started. What is the difference between a B-41 and a more, I guess, quote-unquote, traditional RPG?
Well, it is a traditional RPG. It's just the Vietnamese name for it.
Ah.
So a B41 is an RPG-7 and a B40 is an RPG-2. And the difference obviously is a few years in development between the 2 and the 7 from the Soviets, and they both fired at this time in the war. They both fired heat rounds, and only later did the OG-7 round come in, which was a frag round.
Yep.
So the rounds at this time are both heat rounds, but the NBA widely used them as anti-personnel anyway, and they used to use them for shock and awe tactics to try and smash into the enemy and cause chaos, at the beginning of an attack. They use them a lot against bunkers.
Real quick, we have Illumination Mortars going right on top of the green 4 position from Op 4.
Yeah, they did not waste any time launching off mortars. That first one, yep, those first 2 are Illumination. I think
For spotting rounds.
yeah, spotting or ranging, and if that's their ranging shots, that's right on top of them. Green 4 is gonna be going, who's popping those flares above us? Are those friendly? And well, I'm just watching for the tracers with HE on them.
So they're allowed to just put an HE barrage on that camp, are they?
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Because if they do it right now, it's going to be quite a few casualties. These guys who
they're allowed to, but the whole thing is they only have a few HE. They have a very limited amount. So what they have to make it count. They don't have the armament to barrage the entire area in perpetuity for forever.
I can't
Right,
see
so
a round count. They don't have that in the mission breakdown, unfortunately.
So they might want to just get eyes on before they engage.
Oh, there's more rounds going
yep.
on. I'm sure those are the HE. I'm dead sure of it. But we'll see what they do. It's surprising that they're actually not really taking those trucks. They're opting to go on foot the entire way. But they have manned those BTR-40s, which those things, I don't know why. I love those things. They're just armored cars for the modern world. I'm just a sucker for them. No,
Another Illumination round.
Yeah, more Illumination. I'm almost a little disappointed.
Well, I hope they don't burn all of it early on.
Because, yeah, there's no point in them doing that now.
I would assume it's them just ranging for HE, which I think they're fine for now, because you got to remember Illumination detonate just before the round continues to go down, and then they fall down without any relation to the wind. So I think the first 2 were a little over, but they detonated before the arc could be finished. So they fell right into the base. So I think they then underranged them a little bit to try to correct for it, and then they used those 2, and now they're under range for the base. So I think they're just trying to use them to line up the proper shot on the position itself.
And this is a dark night. Like, I turned off my night vision. This is as advanced darkness.
Yeah, the moon. I just saw a full moon in the scene a moment ago on Liru's stream. So I think there's a full moon about to sort of crest
somewhere.
Well, if it's
There
up,
she is.
it's
Southwest.
Yes. Yeah, it's a
Just
full
below
moon,
the
but
hill,
it's
right?
it's below the horizon now, so it's not much help right now, as it is always darkest before the dawn.
Yeah, so I designed those flares. They're basically much brighter than your conventional armor flares. They give you, they're like a daylight flare. They give you a lot of illumination.
So Op 4 seemed to be a little slow, dividing amongst a large northern force and a smaller southern force. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're kind of slow because they didn't take the trucks that they were given.
Yeah, they're all going on foot instead.
They have 5, 6 actually perfectly good transport trucks. Some even with nice bamboo coverings to prevent glare from the windshield, but just.
I think they were fearing the potential of one of the choppers just heading out and trying to hit the trucks early on in the fight, which is a possibility in all honesty.
Yeah, now to be fair, they do have that concern of, if they need to go anywhere, they need to turn on their headlights. If they turn on their headlights, then they would be spotted pretty quickly, especially from the air. If they were to go down this hillside, Green 4 would have a perfect view of them as they went down towards X-Ray's position. So, I mean, I get it, but it's still like I feel it's like it's a waste, and they're just burning time that they may not have later in this mission.
Yeah, using any kind of light right now would be a bad move. You mentioned earlier that Blue 4 have been given flashlights, and if a guy in my squad put a flashlight on, he'd have a boot right up his ass.
Yeah, I saw a couple of flashlights up at the hilltop base, the FSB Berchtesgaden, but that was, I mean, they do not have it on now. It was very quickly snuffed out.
It's what we call a cherry weapon. It's a sign that somebody doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's like when someone walks along the trenches with a lit cigarette, they're asking for a sniper to shoot him in the night.
Showing you pictures of his wife and kid and talking about what he's going to do after the war.
Yeah, what he's going to do after the war. He cycles out in 2 weeks.
Ay, guys. You're right, but it's still pretty grim.
But it's what they do in every war movie. It's a cliche.
Oh, yeah.
You don't put flashlight on. If somebody's next to you going, how'd you put the flashlight on? You're like, just run away because you don't want to be by this guy. Cherry's going to die before dawn.
The FNG is going to get everyone killed.
When you learn to... I mean, I've been playing on some for, 10 years or something, and you never put a flashlight on because the enemy just target you straight away. You basically use the moon. You turn your gamma up if you have to. You use flares.
I was going to say, yeah.
You use everything you can to not give your position where you have to try and use
everything you can except the flashlight. The flashlight is...
flashlight. Yeah, it's a cherry weapon. You just don't take it. If I had one, I'd throw it on the floor.
What I've learned is that I've been playing a lot of Escape from Tarkov, and in that game, yeah, flashlight, like, it's very useful for illumination in dark areas, otherwise you're not gonna see them. But the problem is that they know exactly when you are coming around that corner because of that flashlight. They know exactly what you're doing at all times because of that flashlight.
Yeah, I've seen Tarkov's got some very, very dark rooms and stuff. So without the flashlight, you'd be just stumbling about and you couldn't loot or anything. So I can see it makes sense, but yeah, it's always a risk putting it on. Yeah,
huge risk.
Arma's AI will actually target you when you put a flashlight on. They know. You can see it.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Before sending in their last wave of troops now.
I mean, you could use them as a diversion. Send a couple of guys with flashlights somewhere and get them to put them on and dick around. Everyone looking in that direction.
Yeah, and then you swing it with the actual force from another direction.
Yeah, you can turn everything into a weapon, right? So you have flashlights, why not use them? But use them sensibly.
Oh yeah.
Looks like they're getting set up for a three-pronged attack here. 2 vehicles providing indirect fire or direct fire from the hill, and big assault wave from the north and probing force from the south.
Yeah, I want to find where that ZPU is setting up, because that thing, like we mentioned, set up in a nice little hilltop spot. Could rain hell down on those MacV-SOG boys.
Actually, in the valley. And you gotta remember, there's a rule that said they're not allowed to use a ZPU on the on infantry, only on aircraft.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
But they're keeping it
protected though, because I think they've got Iglas, right, or Strelas. Sorry.
Yeah, they got a few Strelas as well.
They need to protect that ZPU with Strelas because it's a sitting duck, a rocket attack.
So Delta 1 for Phoenix has a Strela. Checking Charlie 2. He has an RPG, so there might just be one Strela on the map. Maybe a second.
And now that it's starting to get a little bit brighter in the sky, they should be able to spot that seahorse flying around behind Red 4's lines.
Yeah, I think there's only one Strela on play. Go ahead.
So realistic tactics for the gunships, you'd have two working together, and when one flies in to do its rocket run, the other guy is coming behind it. And as soon as the guy has finished his run and stops firing, the one behind it starts firing, and then they cycle around and cover each other's passes. In this situation, they don't have two gunships, I don't think, is that right? They don't have any rockets on the helicopters. Or...
The Cayuse has 4 Willie Pete rockets.
Yeah, but they don't have a Huey gunship.
No.
So they've got literally 4 Willie Pete rockets on the Cayuse. That's not gonna... They're gonna... Yeah.
Nape them.
They're going to get minced by those by that ZPU if they go in that valley. Which is
because the Willie Pete actually doesn't affect you if you're in a vehicle. I don't think. At least not with Ace.
Oh, it will. Well, it should do because it's got fire damage in it, and the fire damage should easily eat through the vehicle. I don't know with Ace because I haven't tried it.
We could hope squishy. Usually for these you wanna
Zeusing an operation a couple weeks ago, and I had one of those amongst the players, one of those ZPU BTRs.
His spotlight.
And yeah, they tossed a Willie Pete on it, and I had to simulate being burned alive, but because it didn't do it for me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think Ace messes with our fire damage particles or something, changing it because of the way Ace medical works or something. I don't know. I'm better to be able to answer that one.
There's so many layers of simulation that they add with their systems that I'm sure there's a few things that get a little bit busted in the process.
Yeah, that sort of thing just needs some reporting because they will fix it. Compact patch that they've got for it.
That is true.
I think Op4 is bypassing the valley position to hit the FSB first, and then come from the FSB to the Mac SOG position.
So Red 4 X-Ray over there to the northwest of the Mac v SOG boys, they opened up with just some suppressive fire and caught the attention of them, which Mac v SOG then returned fire back to that northwest position. But other than that, that's really it. So I think, yeah, they're using that as a distraction to move these guys around. Go ahead.
I think the Cayuse Hotel 2, is it? I think what they're trying to do at the moment is to attract fire to try and pinpoint where the AAA is.
Either that or actually spot where people are moving.
Because they're flying repeatedly over that BTR water.
They're trying to spot with their spotlights there. They got one for the Vic and then one for the M60 gun.
Yeah, they actually just turned it off and ended up flying back. So I think they were trying to spot out any, platoon movements, but nothing's over there.
Yeah, 418, but sometimes the Ace compatibility mods aren't kept up to date, and it's a pain in the ass.
No, not at all.
For example, the Optray official Ace compat mods have been broken for like over a month, which makes Optray with Ace not really viable, unfortunately. Learned that one the hard way a week ago. 2 weeks ago.
The fire damage doesn't affect vehicle crews even, but it can burn the vehicle itself.
I see.
Thank you, Vet. Yeah, he's an Ace dev and also the Prairie Fire dev. Useful to have some from Ace in my team.
Very useful, I'm sure.
Because it's a big mystery box, there's so much in it.
Yeah, I get you, Eric. So I thought Green 4 X-Ray was going to run into the BTR-40 that Op 4 X-Ray was driving, excuse me. It looks like they bypassed each other. Now they might try to line up the BTR to attack the
yeah, that's actually the
SOG position.
The camo dishcam BTR-40. That's right on top of where Green 4 X-Ray were previously. So that's a healthy little bit of irony.
Christ.
And yeah, definitely starting to get a little bit brighter now. Flare's now going up in the path of that main Red 4 force on that same hill as Berchtesgaden. That BTR from X-Ray for Red 4 should be able to, yeah, that definitely can spot the camp. They might even be able to see some silhouettes, which is all they'll need to light up with that dishcam.
I'm wondering if that's gonna call in mortar rounds.
Oh, the BTR?
Yeah, because it can spot for those rounds
Possibly.
coming in, but I don't see anyone on a mortar at the moment.
Maybe that mortar only had illumination.
Possibly.
If so, then it's a little surprising that they burned them all on the SOG camp, but I guess they knew with with daylight on the way, pop it quick and make them panic, try and really commit to that feint, or at least seem like they're committing to that feint. I want to say I've seen this show before with Red 4 advancing along the hilltop, the same hilltop as the FSB. Different scenario, but same tactic. And well, let's just say if Red 4 don't play this right, then they're selling out a grand old time, dropping grenades and rockets.
BTR 40s are delivering enfilading fire onto the SOG position. One is attacking from the west, the other one attacking from the south. But the gunner for the southern one just went down.
Really?
Good
That's
return
good
fire.
shooting. That's really good shooting.
Rocket just went.
That was,
straight up
I
into
think,
the
for a
air?
flare. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, it was a hand flare, I think.
What we call a shamuli in Britain.
And they actually killed the gunner in that BTR.
So some great long-range shooting there. Now they got air firing down at the illuminated round.
Is it Don on the door gun or is it somebody else? Is Don on the door gun, I wonder?
Let's see.
CTS Aviator?
That would be no Skipper and Banks in that Seahorse. Let's see, where is Don? Don is with Charlie 2. He's got an M60 on him up on the FSB.
Right, okay. He's on the ground.
Now you're seeing that quad 40 firing from range, trying to hit the, I think that's the Cayuse.
X-ray for Green 4 about to stumble upon, I think that's one of the vehicles there. Actually, no. Just Olaf there with his SKS. But Olaf is X-ray lead, so if he loses that long range, that's a big giveaway to Green 4.
That BTR, go ahead.
You have to love how this looks at night.
Oh, absolutely. Especially now that the fog is coming in. Yeah, you got all those tracers coming.
So I think Green 4 X-Ray is about to ambush the BTR 40. It's being solo crewed by Extra Large Tiger. And he is spraying the wrong direction.
No idea.
I think he's confused.
I think he is. He might be an extra large tiger, but he has an extra small brain.
Jesus.
Well, he's on his own. He should be doing this on his own.
Yeah, I'm sure he has some kind of marching orders to just direct fire onto the camp, change position, fire on the camp,
Right.
and just be a nuisance and send him on his way. But
And he literally drives right up to Falcon, who sprays him down with the M43.
that's really ironic.
And now X-Ray gets to operate a BTR 40.
Falcon killing a TSB player. Is that a 7-day ban or no, Liru?
Shut up. Got a wise guy over here.
Hey, I'm wise guy. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm casting here.
Oh my god.
Can they not get in it at the moment because there's a wounded guy in the driving seat? The wrong
No,
team?
I think he hopped. Yeah, he hopped out or popped in and out. I
Yeah.
think they're just deciding
So
if they want to take it or not.
if there's a wounded guy in a seat, you can still switch to the seat. It's just when you do, it pulls the body out of the vehicle.
Right.
Yeah, his body got pulled out. You can see the SKS on the ground there, right
Right.
next to it.
wonder
Yeah.
what they'll do with it. If they're going to keep the vehicle. I mean, I'd be tempted to put one of my dudes in the vehicle and have him drive it back to the camp, use it as a static defense.
Yeah, only concern at that point would be friendly fire, at least once they get away from the enemy positions.
Yeah, you need clear comms for them to
Yeah.
know that that's a friendly vehicle.
You need a clear line of communication. Now they should, the Green 4 X-ray there should have a clear line of communication to the camp there. So if they wanted to bring it back, they could, but yeah, they just need to be careful about it.
Yeah, the helicopters will be lighting up their 60s.
Or worse.
Alright, Op 4 starting to set up to have a
Yep.
pincer attack here on the FSB.
Yep, north and south, as well as maybe a third front going to try and be opened by Alpha 35, which I think is Charlie.
There's the artillery target there.
I wonder if they're going to use their HE rounds for water. They've got it.
Ooh, the Huey took a few hits.
Yeah, it's going down.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
She was hugging the ground there.
It dropped altitude to gain speed, but it looked like it took some structural damage and was falling down.
There's the cache right there. So funny enough, you're having the SOG guys firing from an incredible range trying to hit the quad.
That's about all they can
CPU.
fire at right now.
Yeah.
We also have, oh man, who is this? Lolo with a Mosin and a PU 3.5 times scope. Gonna try and channel their inner Vasily Zaitsev.
All right, Southern attack starting on the FSB.
No R2
And there's Northern too. Yeah, no artillery to soften them up. It's gonna leave a pretty stiff fight here as Hot Wheels and Hells both open up on Red Fort Bravo 2 in the roof of that bunker. So that's a northern assault kind of called out as well. So they're gonna pop smokes and flares and try and advance up into positions where they can stage an assault, but
Blue Force trying to turn their mortars around right now because they're on the northern side.
that one isn't gonna go anywhere, I don't think. Those northern guys should have heard that mortar, and hopefully that gets the lead out of their purchase, so they can get up there and take that thing out. Yeah, they're just popping more smoke as it all rolls down the hill.
All right, Chewy trying to survive here as multiple PAVN pushes position. He is unable to spot them though, and he is forced to pull back here. Got a lot of PAVN starting to enter the wire here, bypassing a lot of friendly positions.
Ooh, I think that was a grenade that took out Chewy there.
And you got Bayant, who's gotten behind enemy lines. He's trying to pick off the gunners from the artillery piece. Gets a lot of wounded. That body was already there by the active mortar.
Bit of confusion here from
Willie Pete deployed to the north.
Can't even click on him because of the desync. Nuclear moves actually shooting back into the base. Interesting call there. As a trio of Pavin start mountain goating and climbing up. Seahorses flying overhead should provide some illumination, maybe some grenades as well.
Yeah, with this much going on right now, they should really be looking at maybe dropping some CS gas into the tree line.
Yeah, because that stuff stays around for a long time.
Got a mortar landing towards the north. Looks like it's going to be far though.
Yeah, a couple of them now, landing a bit far, but right idea. That! Oof!
Molotov's being thrown in.
A Molotov or a napalm grenade?
Molotovs.
That's a volley.
Woo!
At a bonfire with that thing.
Some Willie Pete's landing to the north, but they're a little off target here. As honestly, the PAVN are all over the center of the base, slowly moving around and picking off Blue 4.
No, those are. I'm pretty sure that's the CS.
Oh, they could be. Because it has that slightly yellow tint.
Yeah, the slightly yellow tint I think is the CS. The Willie Pete is more white.
Yep.
Or that clean white color.
Ooh, I just watched. Can't get a click on him. Lcpl, I think, just shot one of his buddies in the back. That was Bayan. That's unfortunate.
Happens in a situation like this. You shoot at things in shapes and movements and rustling. You don't have time to PID.
KU's dropping a bunch of flares off over the base. More mortars going out.
PFC Norris making his way through the trenches on his own.
Gonna go down that hill.
That PK, and man, he is going everywhere.
I think right now is where you want the helicopters with their M60s all giving you support.
Yeah.
Hitting these guys in the open, back. As they come up the slope, they're exposed, they're in the open, they've got no cover.
Corvo is surrounded right now. Stuck in a smoke grenade as multiple Op4 guys push him.
Don is slowly starting to break now.
You have another Blue 4 guy right here, Zoni. Doing his best to help Corvo here.
At this point, I think the FSB is lost.
Yeah.
I mean, Red did an amazing job of encircling this position in the night, and well, their
Massive
timing
Pantalones goes down.
better. It was evidently good enough to overwhelm and coordinate an assault on these Blue 4 positions. I will say I'm surprised that the north lasted longer than the south.
Molotov landing on top of Zoni's bunker there.
Schultz now taking out that mortar. It's a quick twofer.
Yep.
So that's that gun silenced. North should be falling here soon. And south just has to be, I think, cleared out. Those trenches on the west side.
Wise knocking Zoni out with the PK.
Ooh, yeah. He's not giving up without a fight.
And you got Whiplash down right here. He's trying to fire at Alpha HQ, who continues running. That's Montgomery.
Agent was down on the ground. He was one of the pilots trying to do something with his 1911, but he gets caught out, eliminated.
So I just realized yeah, I'm looking at him. He was one of the helicopter pilots. We just had another helicopter get shot down, actually. That was Despo and Tymek. So I think it's only the KU sub.
He's looking at these guys. They realized he was hostile or something.
Took a lot of hits there. Immediately runs in to find two PAVN in the bunker he was in.
He was in that not 20 seconds ago.
And the other helicopter just got shot down. So that quad ZPU just took out all the choppers within a very short time span there.
Now, what is interesting to note here is that, you know, if the MACV SOG guys, if they, you know, hold their position, they win. Like, the FSB maybe lost, they, 20 minutes or so to hold this spot.
Brutality.
I mean, I'd say it's possible.
Yep, so they gotta get the northern little cache destroyed. It's in one of those little tents. I would say the northwesternmost mini tent, right on the next, right next to the mortars, right next to another mini tent. It's that small little ammo crate. And then you got the Arty gun, which is the southwest. That needs to be blown up.
Now, question. If Red 4 gets to these mortars, are they able to use them on the MACV SOG camp?
That's an interesting question.
Because
They might be able to.
there. They still have HE. They probably still have the mortar crates next to them.
Hey, Dream, who were you that round? You were up for, I thought.
Yeah, I was. Honestly, the push just wasn't great on our side. We were lit up immediately by flares, and I tried to sneak around, and then Eric in my chat's right. The one angle that I didn't check, well, I literally just checked and then looked away to look at a different one. He then popped up and just nailed me.
Oh yeah, that's one of the many problems. Just, you know, the moment you look away, the timing.
I'm going to attempt to get a sniper on next round. Fairly certain Vagrant just 95.
What, are you gonna punish him now?
No, I can't.
Exactly.
Whiplash is the last blue 4 guy alive in the zone. You got Banks alive, but Lolo is shooting at Banks down there. Because he's illuminated from the chopper wreck. So Banks, a crewman, except he's head bugged. So he is a prone gunner. Lolo running for his life. Because I believe he's the marksman. Yep, yeah, he's got the scoped Mosin. So, Egg, do you think Whiplash can turn the tide here?
The silence is palpable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think Egg might have gone AFK.
Quite possibly.
I think Whiplash has got this. All right, he's just playing dead right now. He's got like 30 PAVN he's going to have to fight over here. The PAVN are still a little scattered. They're just throwing grenades around.
He's got that other GI body right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
they just all set fire to themselves.
Amazing.
Honestly, as soon as I got to the edge of that hill and the flares started going up, I just threw some nades and was like, yeah, this is it.
And
he's
Whiplash taken out by Montgomery.
I don't know.
There you go.
Could you call that a caster curse?
I think he was cursed the moment he was put in that situation. He was marked for death.
The only blue 4 guy alive is now Banks, who was in a shot down chopper.
I was trying my hardest to see if I could shoot that down, but I never took the shot.
Well, Banks, for me, he's not in the chopper. Is
No,
he still in the
he-
chopper for you?
No,
No,
he's,
he's out. He's head bugged.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He was the one who went down in a chopper.
Right. Yeah, Banks is, I mean, he's the most covert of all Blue 4 right now.
He's really just on a mission. Let's be honest.
I mean, that's what they tell you in, when you go into the jungle, is to keep your head down. So Banks took that really seriously.
He did.
This is a destroy, right?
Yes.
This is Search and Destroy, yeah.
Yeah, Bob, you're not wrong. They could just nail that thing with the mortars and
The
'em
objective
all.
or the SOG camp, yeah.
the bow.
Oh, you're talking about the objective. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? I
If-
left. You were fine in the first round.
If Banks hits a mine, is it still called a toe popper since he's going headfirst into it?
It's a nose popper.
It's a nose. God damn.
Because it was
That's a good
dragging
one.
through the dirt.
So no head.
So no.
So no head.
Oh my God.
I mean, there might be a bit of brain soup in that helmet afterwards, but that's about it.
I mean, he has no
and you-
choice but
and
to
you-
run to the
sorry,
SOG position.
and you had a problem with my with the drunk talk about Fred.
But Egg's AFK,
Oh, I hate you.
right?
Huh?
No, I'm here.
Oh, shoot!
Huh?
What's happening?
Have you been watching
question.
my view of Banks here? He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Just coming back.
So
He's slithering
got-
away.
No, he's
got
head bugged.
He's
Yeah,
head
bugged.
bugged. This is an
Animation
ace
glitch.
issue.
Yep.
Oh,
If you go down an ace and get back up, with in regards to vehicles, it can kind of mess things up for player
He's
view.
a snake.
So you press 1 button or 2 to switch weapon. They both change.
Yeah,
animations.
there is a button that is fix ace head bug.
Right.
It doesn't
work
work.
It doesn't work.
Oh,
It's
okay.
great.
I'm fairly
Southern
certain.
Artie gun has been hit. They're still looking for the northern one, which I think they found. They've got a Private D barn setting up explosives on it now.
Private D's nuts.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to see if Banks is going to actually set up a toe popper. We gets called a nose popper.
Yeah,
Right. So
I
green
have a
4 is
feeling.
still defending, and
Yes.
they're okay. Right.
yeah, they're okay as long as they hold. If they're able to hold out for the next 17 minutes, I mean, they win for the American side.
I hope Greenfall panic when they see him like.
The security guy just watched him slither through. Didn't even like look.
You can move
He's
pretty
slithering.
fast. It's like a human snake.
I just don't want to have to carry anti venom because of people like him. And now you got Anderson looking down at him.
Is this Harry Potter? Because he be slithering.
Oh,
Alright, can we kick him? He's
Can
not
we
bad,
kick
but
him?
Get rid of him.
Can he mount a weapon or a vehicle?
Did Banks just cable tie Anderson?
That's a very captivating snake.
No, they're supposed to cable tie Banks to
Yeah,
fix his
no.
animation. Instead, they cable tied
so-
Anderson.
What happens is he can't. It's for him. He's standing up. He's in perfect normal. Like he's not on the floor for him.
Yeah.
Right.
For everyone else, he is. There we go. He's disappeared. And there's
And-
the ace.
oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No, it doesn't work.
Now it's even worse.
He's evolving.
Oh, that's kind of better.
No, it's not.
He's evolving.
He's drop shotting.
Drop
He's drop
shotting.
shotting.
But it's in reverse.
Admin, he's hacking.
What are they shooting at?
Good question. Next question.
Why are they shooting at?
Yeah, armor animations famously buggy.
Arma
So to be
is
fair-
famously buggy.
To be fair, that isn't armor. That's ace.
Yeah, but I mean, just in armor,
Yeah.
it's so complex. That, I mean, if you look up the types of animations a player can actually do compared to any other game, like hundreds of different animations. Game. Wow, they're blowing all
That-
the charges.
That cash took it. Took it like a champ.
It's
Is it
still
really
alive.
now?
Not easy to blow. From
They're going to do a B41 shot now. They've had enough. They're going with AT. Hopefully he
should
clears his
go.
back blast.
Oh my god, can't watch. I forgot they've got ace. That's the thing.
What's he
Yeah.
doing?
He's
I
climbing.
think he's getting far enough away from it. No, he really wants to backblast his friends is the thing.
I think he's calling his life insurance company.
He hit that, right?
He hit
Yeah,
that.
no, he hit that. That was a solid hit.
It refuses to die.
Yeah. They're not
Shoot
easy
it with a
to
double
kill.
barrel.
It's
Shoot it
crazy
from
not
that
easy to
range.
kill. Did you test these to make sure they're actually destructible grades?
I would
why
hope
would
they
they do
tested
that?
them.
Why would they do that?
Look,
Some
man,
of them- some of
I
them are
ain't
not
staff anymore.
destructible.
I ain't staff anymore.
So,
Can't be blamed for this.
so the project lead just said, "Hey, some of these are invincible."
Hey, Liru.
Yes, Barb.
Audited
Audited
mission.
missions. Because everyone knows that if a mission gets submitted,
Audited mission for a
Oh.
Special
event
events,
where we want
yep.
to make sure everything goes well.
Raw
We
round
don't
almost
test
hit the BTR 40. It's now pulling back. I mean, that thing's useless right now though, because they aren't allowed to use it against the base.
No, they're not allowed to shoot at infantry full stop.
So
Not
I guess
even
they
if
don't
get
know
shot
that they
at.
shot down all three of the helicopters. Then I know they've at least confirmed 2 because they were responsible for 2. I don't know if they shot down the first kill, which was a while ago.
No, the third helicopter to go down was shot down by a Nicola.
Okay, they just mag dumped it after another explosion, and it finally destroyed the cache.
I watched the Igloo get launched.
Ah, so it might have been the Iggy or the Strela then.
Oh, the Strela killed the Seahawk.
Phoenix has an aircraft kill, so yes, he did get.
and it also killed the Huey, if I'm not wrong. Well, the Huey was already fucked.
Okay, so that means he had an assistant, which makes sense because he has 2 aircraft kills,
Yeah.
and then I saw the ZPU at least slaughter 1, so.
Yeah, so our plan was to, you probably saw it, we weren't allowed to make any noise or anything like that until we got to the foot of the hill. And then Whale was like, okay, and I'm going to smoke charge, and I was like, no. No, I've seen what happens. They will disappear on us.
Russian Fury and Lcpl getting real close on the southern side, southeastern side.
Banks is cheating.
Yeah?
He's
Shut
actually
up.
looking the wrong way.
No, he's just prone, dude. He's just prone in the
He's just
tower.
prone in the tower.
Yeah, it's just, but why is he sleeping? Is he having a little nap?
He's got
that's
his
what
gun
I did.
hidden.
That's why I was late to FNF, so I had a little
Ah. Russian Fury just took a lot of gunshots to the face. Lcpl is going
but
for the
he killed-
RPG.
He killed Anderson.
Ooh. Good thing Banks got out of that tower, because Lcpl's putting RPGs in him.
In him? Ow.
Ooh, and that RPG knocked out
Pronix.
Pronix.
We played this mission before.
This is actually the site for MCO.
Yes.
Number 12?
No, this was a mission.
I think it was
In
13,
FNF.
and yes, but that mission crashed, remember? Just
Oh,
as they did the
yeah.
hill assault. So it's nice to see it bear fruit for this one. Banks' battle buddy in that little bunker just got hit.
Did Banks just kill his friend?
No, they were sprayed down from outside the bunker.
Oh my god, Zombies doesn't know who Banks is.
He's peered in, but he can't see him. So I can't hear Zombies' gunshots. I see him putting the shots in bodies, but I can't actually hear the gunshots.
Reloading. I think we're having a similar G4. No, he's not even shooting on our end.
Look, click on him. Click on him. Ooh. He's got no gun icon.
Ah. Interesting.
Which
Well,
I don't
the
know.
Cosmonaut takes him out anyway.
I don't know if that's FNF or if that is something that Egg might be interested in. Some guns, just the guy. So someone who's just
49.
yeah,
wasn't even shooting a gun in his slot. Evidently.
yeah, he didn't. He was shooting, but there was no sound coming up. Over
I think that's just, I know mods
Yeah.
like JSRS, if you load that but it's not server-side load and other people don't load it, then it breaks gun sound for other people.
Okay,
So-
Red 4, I'm just angry.
Do you see the 3 SKS dudes that are just staring at that M60 guy?
Jesus
Oh my god.
Christ, Red 4 just slaughtered everyone.
Jeez, yeah, and I was thinking they could hold, but no, Red 4, I think since the McPhee Solid guys had no support, and it's still really fucking dark
And foggy.
and foggy, like they had no way of
Ooh.
spotting Pavin as they moved up.
Well, now they just need to find the objective, which I think they have.
And rather
Correct, found it.
quickly, the McPhee Solid flag with the bullet holes. the
Banks
shrapnel,
taken out in a 3-to-1 firefight. Just a lot of the engagements I was seeing in this compound.
Blue 4 eliminated, they didn't even kill the catch, they just killed all
They
of
haven't
them.
realized that Green 4 hasn't died yet, though, so you see people
Oh,
prematurely
so
firing in the air.
Yeah, they're celebrating, but there's still a couple Green 4s still up.
They completely forgot that Green 4's a faction.
Falcon's just picking them off.
Yeah, because they're all
They're
celebrating. They're going, oh my
They're
god.
busting themselves.
Wait, why is the mission still going, guys?
The mission not over. Everyone's like staring up at these.
You're right, Falcon is just picking
God,
people
Falcon's
off from the rear.
And people are just screaming, and there's like, mission's not over.
Mission's not over. What's going on?
Look at the
Nope,
colorful
still shooting in the air.
However, yeah, they are giving themselves pretty good
Falcon,
smoke
get
there,
him.
To be fair. But that's just obfuscating where the explosions and gunshots are coming from. This is amazing. Lee Falcon become
FNF
king of the
everyone.
idiots.
Now they're shooting at the wrong box.
Shooting each other.
They destroyed it.
They destroyed a box in the base, but that was the wrong one. That was the objective box for the blue 4 one. Falcon just got taken out by Vagrant, unfortunately. So I think eventually this PAVN crowd will find the right objective to blow
They'll
up.
find the right box to put bullets into.
But as I was saying before, I was that a crazy little thing happened. I was seeing firefights of like 3 or 4 people to 1 that Op4 was doing. It was just brutal. Yep. Oh my god.
Wells jumps into the fire
And
and
so does
burns.
everyone else.
If Falcon was not spotted by Valorant, I think, or Vagrant, excuse me, I think he would have been able to do a lot more damage in there, unfortunately.